on the YouTubers.
Yeah.
The YouTube.
And it's been a while for a debt update video. Like, debt payoff update. The last one we did was in January, and we had paid off $50,000 worth of debt, and we were halfway through with our $100,000 debt-free journey. So we're here to give you an update on that today.
Let's do it.
Yes, we're making our way through it. And one of the ways that we have been able to make our way through it.
Let's do it. We're making our way through it.
Such a good segue. One of the ways that we have been able to make our way through it is to continue working and doing our job that we do. And part of that is getting the opportunity to promote some of our favorite brands. Y'all know that we've worked with Green Chef for a while, for a long time. And we actually have a Green Chef subscription ourselves, separate from any sponsored deals that we do with them. If you're not familiar, Green Chef is a certified USDA organic company, and they're a meal kit delivery service. They offer a variety of meal kits for all kinds of lifestyles: vegan, vegetarian, paleo, keto, balanced living. Green Chef is now owned by HelloFresh, if you're familiar with them, to offer a wider variety of different meal plan options.
Delivered straight to your door. I get so happy when I drive around the neighborhood and I see HelloFresh or Green Chef boxes sitting out in people's trash cans or sitting at their doors. I'm like, yes, you get it. You understand what's happening.
And I know it's kind of like a generic thing to say. I feel like people say this and you're like, yeah. But literally, since we've been getting these boxes, Cullen has gotten so into cooking, which has been amazing for me because then I don't have to cook it. But he has loved cooking these meals up because there's such a variety. It's different every time. We've been subscribed to Green Chef for, it's probably been over a year, I think, or longer. And I don't know that we've had the same meal maybe like once or twice, and only the ones that we've been like in love with.
Yeah, because you can pick the ones per week
that you want. It's always a different variety. It always gives him different ideas, so that even for the meals that we cook that aren't Green Chef meals, he can use some different strategies or little like chef tricks.
It's all in the sauces too. They come all with pre-portioned sauces, pre-portioned little chives and everything. So if you don't have the ingredient at home, it's there for you.
Absolutely. And you don't have to buy like all the extra stuff.
I've got half of a cucumber still in there from a salad that I got last week. That's just gonna probably
threw it away last night.
Rot.
It was, I got it out to put in the salad and it was rotten because we bought it to make one salad and then it just stayed in there until we forgot about it.
Today we are trying the pork sausage with mustard aioli.
It looks amazing. If you've been wanting to try Green Chef, now is a really good opportunity because I don't think we've ever been able to offer y'all a deal this good. We are able to offer you this time $100 off across your first 4 boxes and free shipping. You can go to greenchef.us/CullenandKatie100 or just use code CullenandKatie100 when you go to place your order, but $100 off of your first 4 boxes plus free shipping. That's a really great deal. If you've ever been wanting to try it, now is a great time. Things are about to get crazy and busy with back to school, and if you get you some Green Chef, then you won't have to worry about what you're gonna cook for dinner. Also, it is noteworthy to mention that if you saw the B-roll there, that I was missing a whole meal and I showed the leftovers. It came with 3, our box came with 3.
It comes with 3, but I got too anxious and went ahead and cooked it, threw the card away and everything else. But that's the cool thing about Green Chef, as well as you can go online and pull up any recipe cards from previous recipes that you've ordered or eaten and current ones.
Or if you don't just want the cards laying around your house, you can just look it up on your phone.
Gosh, I'm so starving. Let's try this out.
This looks amazing. Thanks, babe.
I'm
excited. Nothing like a little dinner, lunch, and a chat to talk about the budget.
Let's do this.
Oh my gosh. That is good. Hot dang, and some green beans, get my greens in. We're gonna try to not just chew this whole video. Should we like eat a little bit first before we keep talking to them? Maybe so. Ooh, okay. Well,
there's no editing in this.
So much for dinner and a chat because we
were starving.
We didn't even, you know when you like don't even realize how hungry you are, and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't stop eating this. I'm gonna finish it right now. 99.9%
of our Green Chef
I would venture to say 100. I can't, I literally can't think of one where you've left anything on the plate.
Oh my gosh.
I just can't think of anything.
That's again, go to greenchef.us/CullenandKatie100 and get you some.
Oh my gosh. The debt update. I'm just gonna have to hold off on eating the rest of this. We're gonna go ahead and film this video. Brooks is home today. You can have the rest of it. Brooks is home today, so I don't know how much longer he is gonna hold off before he comes in and interrupts us again. But like I said, the last update we did was in January, and we had paid off $50,000 in a year. It has now been 18 months, and the big number that we have now paid off out of the $100,000 is $85,000.
In 18 months?
In 18 months.
Dang.
And we only have 15,000 left to go. The really exciting part of that,
so crazy.
like it really is. The really exciting part of it is that we only have one line item left. We had 13 to start with, 12 to start with, and we've like snowballed them down like the snowball goes. And I was actually reading a comment. I was going through, like I have a debt folder on my phone that showed that I like save comments or if y'all have questions or whatever else. And there was a comment, it was literally the July 24th, 1 year ago. This is almost exactly to the day.
Wow.
She was saying how when she first watched our videos in January of 2020, it got her and her husband motivated, and they had paid off like $30,000 or something like that worth of debt in that amount of time. And she was like, we literally can't even comprehend it or how it actually happened that fast. Once you get rolling, the whole Dave Ramsey snowball thing is true. Like,
I was about to say, this looks like, and I remember thinking back in the day, like, this is gonna take 4, 5, 6 years. Like,
forever.
We're never gonna do this.
Forever, especially with the way it goes, like, you know, with our income and all of that. And I feel like every time Dave Ramsey has somebody on the show talking about how they paid off debt, and he asks like, what was your starting income? And then what was your income at the end? And it always increases so much. And he's like, well, what did you do? And you know, people are like, oh, get a second job, whatever. But a lot of times people are like, you know, we just had the motivation, and so we started working harder or doing different random things on the side. And so there's all that stuff that comes into play. And once you get that momentum, the last time we could see like, okay, we only have 2 things left.
I think a lot of it too is mindset changes, because I would have drug, and there's been cases like when we've been on vacation and stuff, but when we get like a payment in or something, I would just drug that out and said, well, I mean, we can like, you know, go have a little more fun here. But this time we're like, no, this is going here. Didn't drag it on out. And
well, and I think it's easy to say like, oh, well, you got like a big tax refund, and so like that helped. You didn't have to earn that money. Well, technically, first of all, yes, we did, because if it's tax refund, it meant it came from our original income and went to the IRS, and then they gave it back to us. But also, it's not just like, oh, you just got that money. It's what you did with it. Because in the past,
right,
you would have spent it, or you would have been like, oh, we can go get, like, we needed new iPhones. And there were several times when we got in like big payments, like, you know, we would get in like a brand payment, or we would get like a tax refund, or, you know, with all the COVID stuff, there's been like tax credits. And I'm not talking about PPP loans. We're not going to talk about that. That's a whole different subject for a different day. But like any type of things that have come in like that, stimulus checks and that kind of stuff, when we're like, oh, we really need new phones. Like our phones are really outdated and for our job, but then we're like, no, we're gonna wait and we're not gonna spend the money there. So, you know, it's what you do with it.
It's what you do with it, and it makes you wanna do it faster, because I was like, we could literally go buy like a Sea-Doo or something.
Well, with the amount of money, $85,000 that we've paid off so far,
but could you imagine like getting that money and having like zero debt, owning your house, owning your cars, and actually being able to go buy a Sea-Doo or something?
Just because you can, or invest in retirement, or like have your kids college funded and all that stuff. So I just did a live video the other night, a couple of nights ago, paying off our last credit card. So that was our second to last item. We had everything listed from smallest to largest. Our 2 biggest items were our car, the Suburban, and our business credit card, which if you listened in the beginning, we talked about some advice we got on that, and it gave us a ridiculously high limit on that. And that is one that, like, especially looking at the little color off sheet, I was like, this is not achievable. The balance started out at $39,489, and I went back and looked at the account the other day. It was at $40,000, which was like $2,000 over the limit. So talk about maxed out. It was like over the top maxed out. And
they still let you do it.
They still let us do it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. If you're gonna have a credit card, if you just are bound and determined to have a credit card, at least don't have a limit on it that's not achievable for you to pay off in a month. So we did go out of order on the last 2 items. The Suburban, when we started, we owed $30,000 on that. And a credit card, the interest was just ridiculous. We were paying like $300, $400 a month just in interest.
Just in interest, that's just crazy.
Well, initially we were paying like $800 a month when the balance was super duper high. So at the end, when we were paying off the final bit of this credit card, I was looking at like, I know you're not supposed to go by interest rate, but the balance on them was pretty similar, and the car payment is not getting that much interest. So we're like, let's just pay off the stupid credit card so we can put the extra like interest is not just going nowhere. The way this kind of happened is, if you're a small business, you might know this, I don't know. Businesses, there was like a payment, what was it even called? It was called, okay, I looked up the actual number. It was a COVID-19 related employee retention credit. And it's one of those things that is just like happens. It just like is given to you. So we got a letter in the mail saying, hey, you didn't claim this on your tax return or whatever, so we're sending you this payment. And we were like, hold up, what? Like, this is a huge amount of money, and it's exactly the amount of money.
It's crazy.
Within like $100 of paying off this last credit card bill. Whoa.
This is a scam.
What the heck?
I was certain. I think, did I record you calling them, asking about it?
You may have.
But I thought it was a scam.
But I was like, so what's the deal with this? Like, is this something, like, are we gonna have to pay this back? Like, what is this? She was like, no, it's just literally, they're giving out this money if you retained your employees during COVID, which we did. We're the only 2 employees of our company.
And it was signed in like May or March of 2021?
It was for the first quarter of 2021. So if you are a small business and you might be eligible for this, like, make sure you've paid attention to any notes, letters you've gotten in the mail from the IRS, because it basically just came saying, it said, we're gonna mail this to you in 8 weeks, but if you want us to go ahead and mail it now, you can call us and we'll go ahead and send it out. But if we don't hear from you,
yeah, you have to request for it to be released. Like
sooner, but they said if we don't hear from you, we're gonna mail it to you anyway, it's just gonna take longer, so go ahead and call us. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and call them so we can get this paid off. So it ended up being $14,000, which was huge.
I was like, what?
In paying this off. We were like, that's literally the remaining balance on that credit card after the $39,000 was $14,197. And the credit was for $14,038.
And it was for $38 extra because they forgot to send it. Like they were a day or 2 late sending it. So they gave us
$38 in interest. I'm like, I didn't ask for this. Like, I'm not paying it back. You sent it to me. Like, I asked you. This is not some kind of crazy something. So that was super helpful, which is a huge blessing. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, so y'all just got out easy because you got this extra $14,000. Well, no, because we could have taken that money and blown it on whatever.
A new boat,
a new iPhones, whatever. But we put it straight to the debt so that the next time, I think there's a couple, like they do one more for the next quarter or something.
I think so.
Maybe getting another one, which would be super helpful for paying off the remaining amount.
Imagine if we weren't in this position with having to pay back
what all we could do with
debt.
that.
We could have had the down payment. Like, it's just, can't believe it's the exact same amount.
I had paid the payment for like the previous month, and I was like, oh, if we could just get $14,000 out of somewhere, then we could pay this off and be done paying the stupid interest on the stupid credit card.
It's like, I just need 2 golf carts to sell on Facebook and we could do it.
There you go.
No.
So anyways, it got paid off. So we are officially credit card debt free. That's pretty exciting. We're officially personal debt free. The only payments that we have left are on the car, which is a totally doable amount. I think it's technically $14,993, $15,000 left to pay off. And for one, it makes me glad that we didn't sell the car. A lot of people were like, why aren't you getting rid of your car? Your car is too expensive. You shouldn't be keeping your car. This is totally doable in the next, for sure, 6 months. And I know Dave Ramsey's opinion is if you can get the car paid off within 2 years, then he doesn't have a problem with you keeping it. And I'm like, we're gonna make that.
Another whatchamacallit that
yep,
we just
put
got
that towards that,
and then
it'll be done.
Almost done, yeah.
But even aside from that, like we'll still be able to put like our standard base amount in around like $1,500 to $2,000. So we're still gonna one way or the other have that to put towards it, because once you get rid of all these other little minimum payments, every bit of extra money that you have is going towards paying off the debt. And so it starts adding up to like larger and larger payments each time. So I'm a huge fan of the snowball method in general.
We're doing it. I want to also motivate y'all that y'all can do it too. Speaking of y'all, Katie's got some Instagram comments.
I mean, I really think it's easy to watch. I feel like listening to the calls on Dave Ramsey, it was easy to listen to those and be like, yeah, but they had this situation and so they were able to do it, or they were able to do it faster than we could, or whatever else. When we started, we felt very hopeless. If you go back and watch our first videos, we were like, I don't know how we're ever gonna get out of this. It just goes to show that like once you change your mindset and are like, we are doing this, it's gonna happen. Like you're gonna be able to do it. You're gonna be motivated to make the lifestyle changes that you need to in order to make it happen. It's doable for anybody.
It literally blows my mind when I think about the fact that we have not used a credit card.
In
like through moving
18 months.
And everything. Like through all the stuff that we've done, we've just budgeted for it and spent cash or debit card.
It's been a relief. I mean, there's been times when we've had to, instead of being like, oh, we'll just put it on the credit card and pay it off next month. We've been like, no, we'll just wait. Like we don't have to have that right now, you know? People asked a few questions on Instagram. I asked for some questions. One of them was, how do you plan for Christmas and things like that while you're working on debt? And that is a good question because it's so hard not to want to just put every bit of extra money towards the debt. But you also know that Christmas comes every year at a certain time. We know our kids' birthdays come every year at a certain time. Is it always on Thursday? No, that's Thanksgiving. I don't think Helen knew that Thanksgiving was always on a Thursday until we got married.
I was just like, what? That's just crazy.
When I said, well, it's on whatever the last Thursday is, he was like, hang on. Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday? I said, oh my. For us, we've just taken a certain amount each month off the top of the budget. We put our tithe first, and then after that, the bills, and then we look at the remaining amount and decide like, some months it was $20 going in the Christmas envelope, $20 in Gaines' birthday, $20 in Brooks's birthday, and it doesn't seem like a lot at the time, and it's kind of like, let's just not even put it there this month. It adds up.
Yeah.
And then you get to their birthdays and you're like, oh, there's $150 in this envelope. Or there's,
right.
you
just
know.
like this, yeah, with Brooks's birthday, we're like, well, dang, there's $100 in his envelope.
And then as it gets
Who
closer,
knew?
you get in a payment or you get in something extra and you're like, okay, this could go towards debt, or it could go towards the let's not use a credit card at Christmas fund, and you put it in an envelope instead. So that's how we've done it. What's your house buying goal now that the debt is paid? Almost paid. We're not quite there yet. And do you plan on staying in that area? We do plan on staying in the area.
Yeah, I love it here.
Our house buying goal is to use all the money we've been putting towards debt, and now every month putting that towards, first of all, our 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Especially if we're planning to buy a house, we need a large emergency fund, and then paying towards a down payment on a house, putting money to save towards a down payment.
Or if the landlords are watching, we just buy this house one day.
Well, we still need a down payment to buy it from them too. The main goal though is to buy a house that is incredibly affordable for us, and where the monthly mortgage payment would be doable even at like our lowest income level, because you just never know with not just YouTube, but with any type of business that you have, whether it's going to be a big year or a small year.
And being in as close as we are to the beach, we've been having some like window shopping dreams down the line, so y'all stay tuned for that. So yeah, we don't want to outbuy next time we do buy. I don't even want to buy. It just gets me, but you have to. I mean, you don't have to, but you got. It would be so nice just to have it done.
We're more about right now making sure that we have our dream life instead of our dream house.
Yes.
So, I mean, ideally, it'd be great to have a larger house. I don't want a house as big as we had before, but have a little bit of a larger house.
No stairs.
Difference of a yard, maybe a bigger deck or a patio or a pool in the backyard. But I would also rather just like have a simpler house and be able to live our dream life closer to the beach. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Good little motto in life right there. Have a dream life, not a dream house.
And you can make it. You create yourself.
No. Yes.
Are you gonna call Dave back and do a debt-free scream? I think we should go up there.
Yeah, we should drive up there.
We should do a debt-free scream. Do you have a separate account for your future down payment? Just wondering if I should open one. That's actually a good thought-provoking question, because in my head I'm like, just thinking of putting it all in the same savings account, but maybe it should have its own account just so we definitely don't touch it.
That's true. That's kind of going back to the first questions about the Christmas thing. He used to have that would like automatically deduct and put it in a separate account for Christmas spending, right?
It wasn't on my job, but it was like a type of account that the bank had, yeah.
I think Regions even does it, but.
Yeah, you can set up automatic transfers, so if you're worried that you won't like save the money, you can set it up so that every month on the, say you get paid on the 1st, every month on the 2nd or 3rd, it takes $100 and puts it in this one account, and then at Christmas, you know that's all your Christmas money. Did you pay off your personal debt based on balance amount or interest? And we definitely went by balance amount. We started with the smallest and worked our way up in most cases, and until the last one. And I mean, the balance on the last two was basically the same, and so it was like, at that point, let's look at, this one's charging us $300 a month in interest, the other one's charging us like $30 a month in interest, so let's just knock that one out. For the most part, we went in order from smallest to largest.
Why do they call it interest? I ain't interested in paying all that.
Have you been saving money for emergencies? And we are following Dave's recommendation of having $1,000 emergency fund until we finish paying off the debt. Are you still sticking to a budget, or have you loosened the reins? And we talked about this. We have a video that we can link to, our most recent like budgeting video, where we talked about this. We're still sticking to a budget, but we have loosened a little bit as we moved. There's been a lot of things with moving. We've wanted to like explore the area. We've wanted our kids to get involved in sports and get involved in things that they can to get to know other people in the area. Kind of having a little bit of flexibility, because mentally and emotionally it was hard moving. I mean, it's hard for anybody, whether you seriously want to move so bad it's killing you or you don't want to move. We made sure that we had a little bit of extra room in our budget to take care of ourselves. We have loosened up a little bit, but we are still like,
you still check it every morning when you wake up.
Just about. I have loosened up on that a little bit because it was stressing me out to like worry about it so much. But yeah, no, we are still keeping an eye on things, making sure that we like obviously don't spend on any credit cards.
No. That does it, guys. That's our update. We're getting closer and closer and closer, so y'all stay tuned. And
yes, thank you guys for watching, for all the support, and we love hearing your success stories. We do have comments available on this video, so feel free to leave a comment and tell us how things have been going for you. A lot of y'all started this journey when we did, or soon after we did.
It's always so motivating to read the comments and see how far everybody's come. So thank y'all so much, and let us know also when you want us to upload again here on the YouTubes. Go follow us on Instagram in the meantime.
We post a lot on Instagram. If you're missing us on YouTube, go to Instagram. It's basically like a daily vlog over there every day.
I'm like starting a new business. We'll talk about that later.
I'm going to his Etsy shop for his wedding bracelets. Thanks so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video.
And don't forget to create yourself.
Trust yourself, and be confident, and stay kind.
Catch
you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.